everybody. Oh, I hope you're doing great today. It's beautiful sunshine in Minnesota, which also means it's cold. I think the high today was like 17, low was 7. But like I said, you know, it's not minus 50 with a wind chill. So today is Throwback Thursday. So I want to show you, oh, I didn't grab the one I had upstairs. Well, you're going to see the 2 red ones. So last year, maybe the year before, can't even remember, I made these. And this is the Magnolia houses, and they come in a package of 2. And I have used them for a lot of different things. And I thought, well, I'm going to show you these 2 today. So maybe I should change it up just a little bit as we do something like this today. So I'm just going to set those down. They are 2-sided. And on this side, I don't know if you can see this, I did Home Sweet Home. And then I've got the Valentine Heart Stencil. And the key comes from Santa's Magic Key. And then this was a heart that I sent Kirk out to cut for me out in the back shop. But we're doing this a little bit different today, so I'm going to set those aside. And let's see, what else are we using today? We are going to use the paw print stencil, as well as, again, the Fleur De Lis as my backgrounds. I love patterns. Pattern stencils and mini stencils are like my all-time favorite things. So let's see. Oh, I was going to use metal ribbon today because I have a lot of it. I don't use as much of it as I probably should. And I was actually looking for my go-to and found this one. I was going to make a metal roof, but about 20 minutes ago, I came up with a new idea and decided that I was going to do something different here. So another product I'm going to use is called Varathane Charred Wood Accelerator. I love this product. I love it, love it, love it, because you really do like nothing. You put it on. It's all good. Well, you have to do some sanding because I'm not using raw wood. So you can see how these have a brown roof. And I thought, you know what? I don't want this roof brown. So I used, which one was mine? I used the, okay. You're supposed to apply this on bare wood, which I didn't, of course. And I can't find the color of this one. Anyway, it's black. So I had done what I recommend you don't do is what I did. I had already put the pattern on here. And I all of a sudden thought, no. Because I measured out, look, I measured out my metal and everything. And I was thinking about what I was going to do with my second one. I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to tell you, I have a few little, I didn't wear my gloves. So wear gloves when you're using any kind of stain or accelerator. And so I have little smudgy spots on here. And I was able to clean up some of it. And of course, I bumped my top for a lead. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to put up there to cover it. And, you know, I'll probably figure that out 5 hours from now or as soon as we're done. Oh, my girls, everything has been stranger danger today. So I imagine we either have a package coming, or the neighbor has a package coming, or they hear the neighborhood dogs. And it's driving me crazy, but I'm not going to run up and quiet them now and disturb what we're doing. So on this particular one, I'm going to whitewash this with a dry brush. Make sure my brush is dry. Okay, so with a dry brush. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this handy dandy piece with me. And I also have scrubbies, you know, the scrubbies. And I cut this one off of it. And I'm glad that it's gray instead of the other colors. I was just, I don't know, I just get funny about things because I wasn't doing this on absolutely raw wood. And so what I did was I used my medium sandpaper and I just sanded as much as of the clear coat that was on it off so that it would absorb a little bit more. So when you're dry brushing, I'm going to set this. I put my, oh, it's the, excuse me, that was the, I didn't think I really, well, anyway, dust. I go nowhere without my water bottle. Have to have it. So I'm going to bring my paper plate down here. I know it looks really fancy. It's because my husband bought them. And I ran out, so I ran up and looked to see if we had any. So I use all of my Magnolia boxes. And so I just cut this out. And I'm going to put my house on there. Actually, I think I'm going to turn this at an angle. Good. That gives me more room. And what I'm going to do, first what I want to tell you, just like chalk pastes start to dry up, and we talk about, you know, spritzing them and stirring them with a stir stick, the same thing can happen to chalk paint, even though this one is an acrylic chalk paint. And so this morning I was painting some other things, and I noticed that I couldn't pour it. I could, but it was kind of like ketchup, and you really just kind of watched it, and yeah. So I actually spritzed this and made it. Okay, now never use a craft stick when you're using your chalk paste, but chalk paint I'm going to. And so it's still a little bit thick, but I'm okay with that. I didn't want to make it too thin because then I'd have trouble with all my other things. So I'm going to just dump a little bit on this plate. And I don't know, whoa, that was more than a little bit, but we'll get that taken care of. I don't know how many of you know about dry brushing. So I have my acrylic chalk paste, and again, this is Waverly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my brush in here, but then where there isn't any paint, I'm just going to kind of wipe some of that off. And then I'm going to start, oh, I can tell. I'm going to be a little bit thick down here, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. And so I'm just going to brush. I'm going to come back to my dry brush area, and I'm just going to brush back and forth. And yes, I'm a little bit worried about that one. And so I'm just going to keep doing that. Just go up and down. And if you think you have just a little bit too much on there, just spread it. Spread it around. Now, this is not going to be as white as this is. I've seen other people use chalk paste to do this, and honestly, I have not done that. I've always done dry brushing, but that's probably just the furniture painting in me. So I'm just going to let that sit just a little while. For time's sake, I'm not going to do, actually, yes I am. I am going to do the top of the roof because this really doesn't take that long. And we can set this aside to dry while we work on something else. Woo! This paper plate likes to fly. And so again, I'm just going lightly over that. I'm trying not to get it too splotchy in places. This side has a lot of splotch. But again, I mean, if it gets heavy in places, easy fix, easy fix. So I'm just going to let that sit a bit to dry, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my paint aside. Remember when I said it just a little bit and I did a oops with a big bloop? So now I will figure out what I'm going to paint when we are done. So again, for the first house, I used the Varathane Accelerator, and then on the second one, I'm dry brushing, but I am not done with dry brushing. So let's move on. My fingers, way too much paint on my fingers. The other way I could have done that is I really could have thinned my paint out a little bit more and then dry brush, but I'm good. I worry about things getting a little bit too thin, and then, you know, you have to wait for it to dry out and things, and I just don't want to do that. So getting back to our house over here, I'm going to put hearts on, and I want to show you, these hearts are a 12 pack, and they come in 3 different colors. This one I think is kind of a watermelon color, definitely red, and then a baby pink. We're using red and baby pink. This is a package of 12 of these, and they're nifty. And my husband is like, happy. He's happy, Kirk, because I didn't send him out to the back 40 to his shop. It's not really the back 40, but I call it the back 40. So we're going to use mini stencils. And mini stencils, these are the Valentine's one. I was telling you that I rave about. Anyway, there's 12 of them in a package. Self-loves, there's some lips for kissing. That one comes around almost every year. Hello Valentine, love with a heart, hugs and kisses. You've seen the little gnome before. February 14th with some hearts, free hugs, bicycle, and then there's also hearts, and I'm not going to reveal the last one to you until I'm ready to do that particular project. So I'm going to go ahead. I have not used, I can't believe it, I haven't used minis. I think I used the gnome in the past week. So I'm just going to come and fuzz this a little bit. This is a surface that does not need to have anything done to it. No clear coating, no waxing, nothing. And so I'm going to just go ahead and fuzz that. I'm using my tacky towel over here. I don't know if you can see, but here's my tacky towel. And I'm just going to move that over. And I'm going to find my center. And I went back and forth over all of these. I love the Fleur De Lis. I love it in black and white. I have to find some other things to do. I don't feel like that. Ooh, that was a little sticky. Not only do I not want my stencil to come off and stick when I pull it off because I didn't fuzz it enough, but I also don't want to stretch it. Okay. Let's see. I am using black chalk paste for this. So I'm going to use the charcoal black. I've got my squeegee here. I think I have 500 squeegees. I keep collecting them. And I already used this today, so I stirred it and everything, and I'm just going to dip that in a little bit. This is a small. Now, really, Lynn, how did... Oh, never mind. I don't know what that was. So I'm just going to pull down a little bit. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is so exciting. Gosh, I love pulling off stencils. I will know when I'm finished crafting, when pulling off this stencil to do the reveal is no longer exciting to me. And it's exciting because I always like to see how it looks on the surface. Did it turn out? So I'm going to take this corner here. And if you want to, if you have corners that are hard to get, it doesn't always happen with, excuse me, smaller stencils, but some of the larger stencils, I just fold the corner down. And oops. This is hard for me to hold, all those little things. And so I'm taking it off, and I'm going to set my stencil aside. And there we have it. I love you. Doesn't that look great? You can use a hairdryer. I'm actually going to use my heat gun. And I'm going to dry this a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna set these two aside for right now. I'll get to what we're gonna do, but I want to come back over here before I stencil the house, and I'm gonna use my little scrubby pad, and I'm just gonna scrub, and where it's a little bit thicker, I'm gonna scrub a little bit more. And just shabby this up. And you'll see, I didn't put a lot on. I just wanted it to not have that brown popping out. Oh my goodness. Dust. Can you tell I have dust allergies? Yeah, it's fun. Just a little bit more down here. Let's see, did I do this side? This one, I'm feeling like I didn't put a lot on it. But you know what? That's okay. I like it anyway. Okay, I'm going to wipe this instead of, cleaning it any other way, because I don't want to be coughing in your face. I feel like every time I come live, I'm coughing. Like I said, I turned my heat off early, and had my humidifier. I have a teeny tiny little desk humidifier. I love it. And okay, I think I'm done with that dust, but I also want to make sure that it's off of my house, so I don't have it on there. I can do it that way. Okay, so we've got the house ready, right? So now, oh, here, I set my dog stencil down. So now we're going to take, I'm still going to fuzz this a little bit. I keep having to move things back and forth. And I'm going to go ahead and fuzz that just a couple more times. Again, this is one of those pieces that has a coating on it, and so it doesn't need to be prepped, which is awesome. Now, normally when I do this, I tape off the house. I'm not going to do that because I did all my stuff, and I don't want any of even the painter's tape to take a chance of having it come off. And hopefully I won't get, let's see, what do we want to do here? I think I'm going to go with this. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm just making sure that my entire stencil is down. I love this dog print. Do you have animals? Do you love animals? I have 2 dogs and a cat, and they've all been kind of a piece of work today, but we're getting through it. You know what? I'm still gonna do my tape, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tape. I'm just going along the inner edge very carefully so that I'm not getting chalk paste on the part of the roof that I don't want it to. My awning. I don't want it to get it on the awning. Let's see. So I'm wondering what technique you liked best. did you like the dry brush or did you like the charred wood accelerator? And really, that charred wood, I can't even talk today. Charred wood accelerator works better when it's on raw wood. But I thought I'd try it. I think it worked pretty well. If I do that again, I think I'm going to sand this down to raw wood, and no, I would not do that by hand. I'd run out to the back, to the shop, and I would use one of the power sanders. Okay, I want to make sure this is closed. Set that aside. Okay, so now for this house, we're going to use cool gray. This is the Paw. It's called Paw pattern stencil. Oh, my puppies are so upset today. Miss Tilly, when we rescued her, she didn't bark, so she was one traumatized dog. Well, then Elsa came to us, but she came to us much younger when we rescued her, and she loved to bark and play. And so as happy as I am that Tilly now barks, she's definitely the barker. So maybe we need to move to a neighborhood where there's no dogs to bark and get them barking. I don't know. Kirk laughs. He says, you know, they bark and bark and bark. He's like, is this what you do all day? And I said, yeah, pretty much. So I'm working with them. They're getting a little bit better. If I'm there in the room. But, you know, if my children come home, or, oh, there's a little bubble in that one. I have the feeling that one's gonna, I just have that feeling that one is going to bleed a little bit, but we'll cross our fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not taking my tape off yet. Oh, I see a couple spots down here. I probably stretched the stencil at some time. And so we may have some messy paws down on the bottom. But we'll see what we can do to fix them if that happens. Ooh, wait. Okay, I'm going to be really careful here because I did not go down far enough. And so part of my paws down here did not get covered. Okay, now I'm really going to cross my fingers because, oh my goodness, Lynn. Okay, now I'm really just a little bit less confident in this one, simply because I had to lay it down and go over it again. So let's keep pulling this up. Oh yeah, we have, oh, in that one, I have one, I knew that was gonna bleed. I have a couple little bleeds, but I'm going to set this aside. And those bled not because I put too much chalk paste, because as I came down, I noticed they weren't laying flat, and so that's going to mess with it just a little bit. So we'll let that dry, and then we are going to go on to our pink heart. And because I used the dog paw, I'm going to use the love paw. Let's go, come on. Oh, I don't know. If you have pets, you just know how fun they can be. They're a lot of work, definitely a lot of work, but the shenanigans that go on in my house, especially at night, oh my gosh. Kirk and I just laugh and laugh because they are silly. Briggs likes to play with the dog. Elsie plays. Philly, she's not going to play with you. She's a no-nonsense kind of gal. So again, I'm going to use that cool gray. Cover that up. Always make sure that your paste jars are tight. Really, you want to have them tight on there. You just don't want to take the chance. I went through today, and I almost got all the way through, but got distracted. Oh gosh, here I thought it was a mistake and it's the way the stencil is. I'm like, wait a minute. How did I mess that up? Okay, and here is, I love paw print. I think this is just so cute. So I'm gonna let these, actually part of this I'm not gonna let dry. Let me see. So I'm gonna take Q-tips, and these are actually the ones you use for makeup. And I'm just going to turn here. I'm going to spritz just a little bit. Now, what I did with these, because they are white, I did go ahead and clear coat them, because that way I don't have to worry so much. Look at that. See how well that comes off? You just have to make sure you get really careful the closer you get to your dog paw. I think I can get this without smudging anything else into it. Let's see. This makes me so nervous. Oh, I have another paw down here that really didn't take at all. And you know, it may look funny, but I'm going to take the dry end and I'm going to use it kind of like an eraser. You can also use the, oh, come on, the stencil eraser. Okay, how did we do? I don't like the look of that, but I'm using this one at home, so I'm not gonna worry quite too much about that. All right, so now we've got the hot glue gun, and I've been staring at this, and things are rolling in my head as to how I want to finish this off, because the Fleur De Lis up in this top corner just looks terrible. Thanks to me, that was user error. I smudged it when I was doing that. And my dog paw, because it's so big, doesn't come quite up in there, so I've got a little blank spot there. So I want to figure something out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to take my hot glue, and I'm just going to go around. Not going to burn my fingers today. Oh, they hurt so bad yesterday. Now, if you happen to mess up in this middle area, it's okay, because you're going to cover it with your heart. So we're just going to put, let's see, I'm going to put my heart right here. I centered that on my Fleur De Lis instead of, well, look at that, I centered it there too. And so you can see just how cute that is. I'm going to brainstorm, because I have a couple ideas of how, I think I'm going to do a ribbon, but I have to decide what kind of ribbon I'm going to put that on that. Yeah, that one's going to bug me. Okay, so now let's go back over here. I want to, that's my glue. I want to make sure that I dry this just a little bit. There we go. And the wheels are spinning again. I have another idea for my roof, and yeah, that made that metal hot. I think I may still put a metal roof on it, but I have to really, oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. You're right at the end of my glue stick. I know. We'll pull some of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna center this to here. Oh, I love my dogs. You know what I could have done? You know what? Maybe I should have done the gray Varathane. Where'd my thinking that I can put my metal roof on here, but I'm going to paint it black first and then shabby it. So I'm going to have to do that off camera, and I will make sure that I let you see once I finish my roof and I finish off the rest of my houses, because this pitch of the roof right up here, that just, for some reason, I'm not liking it. Maybe it's because I just wanted to do something different. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to do Valentine houses. So you painted your house, actually you talked your house, you added your outdoor decor, and you learned 2 new techniques for how to do things different. So we whitewashed, and we used an accelerator that gives a kind of a dark charred look. So I'm gonna let you go. I see my daughter's calling me, my husband's messaging me, so family first, right? So I hope you enjoyed today. Again, you know, go ahead and like, and do all the fun things, and make sure you tell your friends about it. I'll see you again. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. Oh, is it really? Yes, it's Friday. And I've got some more for you. And then I have, fun on Saturday. And I'm going to take Sunday off. We have a family day. And so we're going to have the kids and my grandson and just have a fun family day together. So you take it easy. Have a great day. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy chalking.